Mediums, the intermediary between the spirit world and the living, the past and the future. Meet Paul, a true medium exploring the minds of others.
So growing up, when I was a kid, I was always sensitive to energy. I always felt things around me. And one of the first times I had a real experience to say that it was paranormal or I felt something was when I was playing outside with my friend. And we were looking up at my grandmother's window. So we're in front of my house, we were playing outside. I knew my grandmother was in the backyard. And I knew nobody else was in the house. And we looked up and the light turned on. And I was like, oh, who's in the house? If my grandmother's in the backyard, how could the light kind of turn on, So, hey, what is that? So we went in the house, went upstairs, and I looked in her room, and the light turned off. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe there's something. Go back in the room, look, light turns on, but it's plugged into the wall and there's no, so that freaked me out. Ran downstairs, ran out. That was like one of my first kind of paranormal experiences. Fast forward a bit as I'm getting to a teenager. I had my friends over and, we'd be, chilling in the basement, having fun, relaxing and talking. And my friend was like, I'm going to go in the garage. And then, okay, fine. He goes, go get me in the garage. And he try and get back out, and the door's locked, and he can't get out. He's trying to open this thing. He's like, Paul, what are you guys doing? Stop playing on me. Then it would just open. I'm like, oh, okay. So I kind of tell him, hey, my house is a bit, it looks haunted, or there's paranormal stuff happening. And then months would go by, nothing would happen, and then I'd invite another friend over, and then this one was a bit more intense. That my friend came over, and he was he was tired. He was sleeping in the basement, and I was sleeping in my room, and at one point, I'm sleeping, and I just hear it running up the stairs, and then opens the door. Okay, that's it. I'm not staying anymore. I'm like, what happened? What happened? He goes, bro, this is crazy. He goes, the chandelier fell. So I went outside and go, well, what happened? He goes, he was sleeping. He heard the chandelier start turning, and then it crashed right next to his head. And this was a big chandelier, so that freaked him out. During all that time that all these things were happening, I was waking up every morning with scratches on my arms, my back, and I didn't know what they were. I didn't really ask anybody because I didn't know who to talk to about it. But I know something was happening. I didn't know what it was, but something was happening, and I wanted an explanation. And as I got older, these scratches started happening more and more and more, and I was like, okay, what's happening here? And then, and I noticed I would get kind of angry, frustrated, and one day I went home, and I was at the house, and my mother was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I don't feel so good." I was kind of angry, and then she goes, "Okay, look here," and she gave me a cross from when I was a child, when I got for my confirmation. She says, "Put this on." I put on the cross, and I had the impression it was burning, and I took off the cross. I'm like, oh, I don't want this anymore. I went outside, and I had a van at that time, and I went into my van, and I'm like, God, what the hell's wrong with me? I just shot the cross, because I have a Catholic belief. God, please help me. Please, God, please do something, And then at that point, I had a calming feeling that came over me. It just was a calm feeling, and I just had the feeling to go back in the house and go get back the cross. Went back in. Asked my mother for the cross, and then she's like, I don't know, if I don't give you the cross, you're gonna shoot it again. And I go, no, just give me the cross. She gave me the cross. I put it on, and I felt good with it. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go to my friend's house. Went to my friend's house, and then I came back early in the morning, and that was March 4th, 2005. So March 4th, 2005 in the morning, waking up. I woke up every morning, but this time I had this calm feeling on me, but with a light that's floating in front of my forehead, and I'm looking at this light, and I'm like, okay, what is this? And when I said, what is this? It's like this voice came out from every single direction, 360, all over the place. It was just one voice everywhere, emanating from everywhere, saying, are you ready to do your mission?
For more reality shows, visit YaMediaTV.com.